Sorry, guys. Just trying to get everything set up. You know how it is. All right. All right. So here we are. Give me just a second, and I will bring the camera up. And yeah. Okay. Looks like there we are. There we are. We're live now. Hey, how about it? All right. So the purpose of today's video is one, it's 4th of July. Okay. And we want snacks. And I have been requested to do this video some time ago. So, hey, Thomas, glad you could make it. Now, I'm going to be in and out because I'm cooking. And when I'm cooking, I have to be over there by the stove and watching and paying attention to what's going on. So, if you do respond in the chat and I miss it, I'll try to catch up. Yankee Buddha is probably going to join us soon, I hope. And if he does, I'll give it, he'll have the link. And he'll be actually be able to come up on screen or tell me what's going on in the chat to kind of help me out with doing this. But anyhow, like I said, the video for today was suggested by a friend. And it's going to be mainly focusing on my version of fried green tomatoes. Now, just a little bit of backstory. Fried green tomatoes were a 4th of July tradition in my family growing up. Now, this is many, many years ago. I mean, back when my family lived in Massachusetts. My dad always grew a huge garden. Now, you weren't allowed to touch his green tomatoes until this weekend. 4th of July was kind of the cutoff. And then after that, the green tomatoes were fair game. But up until now, the green tomatoes were not. And so it wasn't something we had all the time. But we did have it, occasionally. And it was kind of always a tradition. 4th of July weekend, we would always have aunts and uncles and friends and family around. And we would do because my dad and my brother loved to go fishing. So throughout the early part of the season, they would be putting out fish, mostly rainbow trout and bass and quite a bit of catfish too. And so, 4th of July, when we would have all kinds of family and friends come over, we would do the big fry up. Hey, Yankee Buddha, you're here, buddy. Good. I'm glad you're here. I don't know if you're capable to bring the, yeah, sure you are. But I'm going to rely on you to do some moderating for me. Okay, so let's get this started off. Here's what we're going to start with. I'm going to show you. These came out of my garden. I'm overloaded with tomatoes this year. If I could show you guys, let me see if I can pull this. This is just a cherry tomato harvest for the last 2 days. And there's two different varieties of cherries. And I know you guys are looking at them saying, some of those are purple. Well, it's a variety. But yeah, this is just a harvest for 2 days. So yeah, I'm overrun because I planted 4 cherry tomato plants and then I planted 5 regular tomatoes between beefsteaks and big boys. So I'm freaking overrun with tomatoes. I wish you guys were here because I'd give you all you wanted. Whichever you would like, Yankee. Probably being on stage with me would be helpful because then I can hear your voice if it's not too much trouble. And you could tell me what's going on in the chat when I switch cameras to the stove camera. But and if you can, that would be great. And if you can't, that's fine too. Anyhow, the average size of the regular tomatoes are like this. Okay, now if you're going to do green tomatoes, this is what you want. You want them to be firm, kind of almost hard. You want them to be about this big, maybe a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. Okay, buddy, I appreciate it. Thank you, man. So, and then the other key to having really good fried green tomatoes is to slice these thin. Not so thin that you can see through them, but pretty damn close. Because the thinner they are, the crispier they're going to get in the oil. So, that being said, we will get started here. Let's start with mixing up the breading. Now, in this bag right here, I have some breading that I mixed up earlier, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and made just a small batch for myself. So I'm going to use up what's left in that. Now, I don't coat my fried green tomatoes in egg because I don't want a bunch of batter on them. Now, if you want them battered like you get in the restaurants, then yeah, you want to do an egg and water or egg and milk mixture to dip the tomatoes in first, and then dip them in the fry mix. Which the fry mix is basically equal parts cornmeal, flour, and then for each time you add say a cup of cornmeal and a cup of flour, you want to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. What the cornstarch does is it adds to the crispiness. So, in that bag right there, I don't know how much cornmeal and how much flour, I don't remember. But I've got cornmeal, flour, garlic powder, salt, pepper, cornstarch. That's it. And not really a fair amount of salt because the tomatoes like salt, and I like salt. It's not good for you. By the way, this recipe is not considered a healthy dish. This is a treat. This is not something you're going to do every day. So you're allowed to splurge. And if you see me on camera from the waist down, yes, I'm wearing my pajama pants. I did not get dressed. It's too hot here today. Not as hot as it is in the Midwest and the East Coast, but it's pretty warm. And I feel for you guys out towards the Midwest and the East Coast. Y'all stay safe, stay out of the heat, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. As Sadie Earp would say, water's your friend. Just keep yourself where you need to be. All right. So let's get into this. Let me see if I can switch cameras. Let me see which ones are here. My webcam on? Yeah, it's on. Well, let's switch over. Okay, that's the webcam. All righty. I'm going to adjust that camera, and I may lose the feed for a minute. If I do, I will check before I start doing anything and let you guys see what's going on. All right. Okay, let's set this over here. We'll set that on the stove first because we don't need to do anything with oil yet. And then let's see if I can move this camera. Well, let's see. Can you see the pan real good? No, not really. All righty. Well, shit. Let me move this. This is my fish, which I'm going to be breading and doing later, but not right now. Let me move this. And by moving this camera, I know I'm probably going to fuck things up, so, but it is what it is. Okay. You got a good view of this aluminum pan. Fairly good view of it. Maybe if I move it this way just a little bit. So what I've got here is just a 9x12 disposable aluminum pan. Now it's just a throwaway. Nothing spectacular. To that pan, I'm going to add this mixture that I've already mixed up. Okay, like I said, that was already mixed up. And that actually might be enough. Well, we're going to add to it just in case, because I want to make sure I've got plenty of the breading. So, to that, I'm going to come over here to my cabinet. It's on this level here. And I'm going to pull out my cornmeal. And I'm going to add approximately 1 cup. Okay? Just because I want a little more breading than what I've got here. Because I've got several tomatoes. So I'm going to get in here and now I'm doing this measurement for y'all. Normally if I'm doing this for myself, I just do it by eye. And only because I've been doing this for so long, I know what it looks like. So I'm going to there's 1 cup of cornmeal. And because I added a cup of cornmeal, what am I going to add to this? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to add to it. I'm going to add approximately a cup of all-purpose flour down here. Well, that's probably about all that's left in here. All right. There's a cup of all-purpose flour. Not quite. Okay. Yeah, that's about a cup of all-purpose flour. So I'm going to add that. And now, because I don't want just fried tomatoes with flour and cornmeal. Not that it's not good. It's really good that way. But I'm going to add, let me see, I got a little bit of garlic powder here. I'm going to add just a couple of shots. There we go. That's a little bit of garlic powder. Okay. And what did I tell you about the cornstarch? Here we go. Just a regular tablespoon. We used to call these the big spoons because you got a big mouth, but that's the inside family joke. Okay, so even tablespoon cornstarch. 1, 2, and just a little more for good measure. All right, so that's in there. Now, what do we want to add? Well, salt and pepper, of course. So, I'm going to go into my stash of shit in here, and I'm going to pull up some of this. This is coarse sea salt. And I'm just going to liberally shake. Just get some coarse sea salt in this. Now we're going to do quite a few tomatoes, so we want a pretty good amount of salt. Okay, and last but not least, if you put salt, you got to put pepper. Oh, I mean pepper. Yeah, pepper. Right. Okay. So I'm going to do a pinch. That's about a pinch. And just shake over the top. Now this is coarse ground that I grind myself. All right. Now we're going to stir. We want to get that cornstarch and the cornmeal and the flour all happy. Get it all nice and mixed together and nice and happy so that we can bread these tomatoes. Okay. Now, that's pretty much got it right there. All right. I'm going to take this and set it aside because we don't need it at this very minute, but we will need it soon. Make sure a little bit of flour got in the pan. Damn it. Don't want that. All right. Now I put pan on fire. And what I'm gonna use, I just so happen to, I keep peanut oil in the house. I buy it regularly and I buy it by the gallon because I use a lot of peanut oil. I like peanut oil for the fact that it tolerates heat without smoking better than pretty much any other oil. And I do have a deep fryer, but I'm not going to do these in a deep fryer. They don't need to be. I'm going to put them in this pan, fairly shallow pan, and I'm going to put about that much, about the tip of my finger's worth of oil, so I'm not wasting a bunch of peanut oil. Now, you guys don't have to use peanut oil. You can use lard, you can use corn oil, you can use Wesson oil. Any of the oils are fine. You're just frying. But I prefer the peanut oil because, like I said, peanut oil has a higher smoke content, and it does add a little bit of flavor. Not much, but a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and open this bottle, which hasn't been opened yet. Let me see if I can peel this lid off. These lids never want to come off. And I guess that's a good thing because that means people can't fuck with the oil and put it back on the shelf, but it's a pain in the ass when your hands don't work right. Give me a second here. I'll get it to come off. There we go. It started. All right. Okay, that's good enough. So now I'm going to pour the oil into the pan. And like I said, I just really want it, I don't want it thin, thick. I don't want a ton of oil. Just about that much, maybe a little bit more. Maybe just a little bit more. But we're not deep frying, we're pan frying. And there is a difference. So, okay, so we got our oil in there. Now what are we going to do? We're going to bring the oil up to temperature. So we're going to turn the fire on. Put these over here. Okay. And now I'm going to turn the fire on. Okay, and I'm going to leave the fire up on fairly high because I want this oil to get hot. So I'm going to leave that and let that get hot. Let me make sure you guys got a good vision of that. Can you see the... No, you can't see the pan. Damn it. Okay, well, we'll back this camera up just a little bit. All right, let's see there. Can you see the frying pan? Nah. Maybe just a little bit more. Tilt down just a little bit. All right, you should be able to see the frying pan pretty good now. Yeah, you can. All right. Okay, so our next step is going to be slicing the tomatoes. And like I told you, you want them to do them my style. I mean, if you want to do restaurant style, then, you slice them as thick as you want. But if you want to do them the way I do them and have them come out real crispy, we're going to slice them on this mandolin slicer, and we're going to slice them fairly thin. And I'll show you here in a second what I mean by fairly thin. Now be careful with these mandolin slicers because they will get you if you screw around. Okay, just so, well, I don't know, just maybe a little bit thicker than that. I don't think I have an in between. It'll have to be that thin. We'll do this first tomato this thin and we'll see. All right, I'm going to show you here in just a second how thin I'm slicing these. All right, I'm getting them pretty freaking thin. And I'm going to show you here. Okay, so what you're looking for as far as a slice is just a little bit thicker than that, maybe. Just a little bit thicker. But that's going to be just fine. So into the breading, we're going to put these sliced tomatoes. Now, this whole process does not take a long time. These tomatoes will fry fairly quick. And you want to be careful not to crowd your pan. Okay, I'm just going to drop these in a little at a time. Now, I just turned that oil on, so it's nowhere near ready to fry yet. And these are not, they're actually too thin. We'll fry up what we've got here, but I'm going to slice them just a little bit thicker. They're actually a little too thin. Thinner than I'd like them to be. I'd like them to be just a little bit thicker. I'll show you here in just a second. Especially once I get to these bigger tomatoes. They're just a little bit thinner. Are you here, Yank?
Yes, that is me.
Okay, great. I heard you
so long. Yeah.
That's okay. Like I said, it was kind of an impromptu thing, so I really kind of hadn't.
Forget about it, man. I'm here now. Yeah. Continue with the show.
All right.
Do you see the comments from after my comment? Did you read those? Sorry, I didn't have it playing when I was trying to set it up to get up here.
Right.
You have 4 comments there waiting for you.
What? Let me see. Hi, everybody. Happy birthday. Hey, Stoner. Hey, Chrissy. Glad you made it.
You got one from Chris here too.
Oh, Creepy Chris. Hey, great. Glad you're in. That's awesome. Thank you for stopping by. Well, Stoney, you know that I'm making them and you know where I live. So if you want some, bring your ass over here because I'm not going anywhere tonight. I don't feel good. So if you want fried green tomatoes, bring your ass over here and get you some. Otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. Love you, man, but you know, truth is truth.
Tough love.
Yeah, I pretty much sent out word to just about everybody within our radius. So hope I expect to see quite a few people in here tonight.
Yeah, you got 7 viewers now, and when I had tuned in, said hello, we had 11. So you're doing pretty darn good on that.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to show you what I've done. I sliced these just a little bit thicker this time. I don't know if you can see
put your hand down a bit more.
Huh?
No, that's good now. I was telling you to lower your hand a bit more.
Right. Okay, so that's about where you want them sliced to. Not probably as thin as I showed you first. Although the thin ones that I showed you the first, they're going to be crispy as hell. They're going to be really crispy. So, all right. So what I'm doing over here now is I'm mixing the tomatoes into the batter, getting them all coated. Now, if you were doing vegetables or something else, normally what you would do is you would dip them in an egg milk wash or an egg and water wash first, and then dip them into the batter. But I don't want them thickly coated. I want them thin coated because the thin coating is what makes the crispiness, and that's what this is all about. This is about getting these crisp. They got to be crispy, crunchy to satisfy me. And Stoner, you've had my fried green tomatoes before, so you know how good they are. And I'm not bragging, guys, but they're good. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I'm kind of, I'm all up on my cooking skills. Anybody who's come over here and had my food can tell that I do really care about how things turn out.
Oh yeah.
I do take pride. It's one of the few things I'm still able to do. And I really take pride. Now what we're going to do to test this oil is we're going to take a wooden spoon with nothing on it. Just a plain wooden spoon. We're going to stick it in the oil. And when that oil bubbles around that spoon, which it's starting to do now, the oil is getting ready. It's not quite, but it's almost there. I want it when I stick that spoon in to really bubble. Bubble like crazy, like it's frying something. So, and in the meantime, I'm going to take a pan from out the oven because, like I said, this process is going to go fairly quick. I'm going to put a pan up here because as I pull those tomatoes out, I want them to drain. So I'm going to put a pan up there and I'm going to put some paper towels to absorb the oil. I'm just going to put a layer of paper towels down on this tray. Not many, just a few. And then, like I said, when we start pulling the tomatoes out of this fryer, we'll lay them up here on the tray to drain. Just so we don't have them totally covered in oil. Okay, that's still got a few minutes to go. It's starting to get a little bit. And now, I'm not sure. I know that there's a technical term for these. It's just a basket strainer.
That's what I would call it too.
Huh?
That's what I would call it too. Basket strainer.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I'm going to use this to pull these tomatoes out as I add them in once they're fried. I'm going to move back over here by the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, and just have a sit for a minute. Okay, his last comment. I love fried green. Wow. Okay, I already addressed that. So, how's the heat up there where you're at? Is it awful?
We've been having 100-degree triple-digit temperatures for the past couple of days since Wednesday. We passed triple digits, but Monday and Tuesday we had upper 90s.
Well, upper 90s is not bad. The only problem is you guys get all that fucking humidity. Thank God. I mean, even though we're close to the ocean too, we don't get the humidity.
You say 90s ain't bad, but you're talking to a guy that's used to 40s and 50s and thinks 60s is decent weather.
Yeah, not 90s.
Prime weather, 60s. I like anything more than that, you lost me.
Yeah, 90s is pretty freaking atrocious. It's hot.
Yes.
You don't want no part. You don't want no part of 90s.
No. I think the most I can stand and be comfortable with is no more than 75. And you're pushing it already.
It's hot enough here today with my mini split on in the next room, which is the living room. It's warm in this kitchen. I'm sweating already.
Yep. And it says it's 96 here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure what the temperature is here. I'm sure we're probably close to that.
Yeah, probably.
Because I think we were supposed to get 100 today. I'm not sure.
Oh, man.
Let me look and see. All these damn. My phone updated, and since my phone updated, every time I turn on Google now, it's filled with fucking ads. I have to spend the first 5 or 10 minutes just closing goddamn ads. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know how to fix it.
That's absurd.
I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, I mean, your phone is now a commercial 24/7.
Oh yeah, 24/7. Every time I log on to Google, pisses me off. Pisses me the fuck off.
I could imagine, man. Oh, Story just put in a new comment. Can you see? You want me to read it out to you?
You like your slices thicker? Yes, I do. I do make them a little more like a potato chip. But and that's because the thicker you slice it, the easier it is for it to get soggy, so it's not crispy. I want them crispy, Oh yeah, high today is supposed to be 90 at 2 p.m., which we're only like an hour from then. Right. Oh no, not by 5 o'clock. We're supposed to be at 94.
Oh shit!
So yeah, it's going to be warm today. And it's not supposed to start, it's not going to really start cooling down until about 9 o'clock tonight, which that'll be good for the fireworks because it'll start getting dark about then.
Right.
So 84 at 8 p.m., and then 79 at 9. So that'll be just about the time for the fireworks around.
Yep.
This little black duck ain't going out for fireworks. I ain't going to watch it. I have no desire to see fireworks. I've seen enough of them in my life.
I can't blame you, man.
Well, and you know the backstory with that too. So
yes,
I've told you. All righty, now let's go look and see how this oil is. Let me walk over here and see what this oil is doing.
Imagine it might kick up back at you now.
Huh?
Oh, I was wrong. I was saying I imagine it might kick up back on you now, but it ain't really. Oh, there it is. It's going.
Yep. And it's bubbling really good. So that's
Yeah.
those are ready. That oil's ready. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shake the tomato off any loose breading that's on here, and then I'm just going to drop them in.
Well, hey, Dana, somebody's got a question for you. Nikki's got a question. I'm gonna read it out to you since you're by the stove.
Yes, if you would, please.
She says, "Hey, Dana, I hope you've been well. I wanted to ask if you can use this recipe on zucchini too." And hi, Nikki,
Yes,
by the
you
way. This is Yankee.
absolutely can. You can use this on zucchini, and it'll give you nice, And if you, like I said, if you the key to it is that if you want them crispy, you fry them. You want to slice them thin and fry them. And if you don't care about the crispiness, then slice them a little thicker. But yeah, this works on zucchini. Matter of fact, I've got a bunch of zucchini I picked out of my garden. So just like I'm showing you right here, I'm just dropping these in, shaking them off before they come out of it, because I don't want a bunch of that cornmeal and shit in my oil. All right, and then now what we're going to do, a couple more. I don't want to crowd the pan though.
Yeah.
Okay, you see some of these are already starting to turn. So I'm
I
going
was
to take,
just gonna say that.
yeah, just that quick. They're starting to brown. And what you want is you just want them brown, flip them over with a fork a little bit, and as they brown, they're done. Like, I mean, these right here that I just flipped, they're pretty well done. They're going to give you that good crisp texture. Yeah. And that's another thing you need to keep an eye on your oil. Don't let it get too hot. If you've got a gas stove, it will just continue to climb. So you might want to back it off a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to skim out the ones that I think are done. And those right there, can you see them? Those are
Oh
done.
yeah.
Those are done. So I'm going to skin them out and I'm going to put them on the paper towels. They're almost overdone. Almost, not quite, but if I let them go any longer, they would be. They'll be too. You'll get too much of a burnt taste, and I don't want a burnt taste. Okay. All right, these are looking good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean zucchini, squash, the yellow. They call them summer squash. They also call them crooknecks. Anything like that is perfect. You can do. I'll tell you what. You can do okra this way too, and okra isn't slimy if you do it this way. Now you get okra when you get fried okra, it's kind of slimy, and that turns a
Yeah.
lot of people off. But so we're gonna do these in batches till we fill up this pan over here. I picked about 4 or 5 tomatoes out of the garden to do this with. Now the nice thing about this is what I don't eat and give away today can be bagged in a vacuum sealed bag and put up in the freezer. And then you take them out and you throw them in if you have an air fryer, you throw them in your air fryer for just a few minutes and just like they were just fried,
Mm-hmm.
they really do keep well. Okay, so one at a
Nikki
time.
says they look delicious.
Yeah, these are kind of one of my um, specialties, favorites, etc., etc. But I've been making these since I was a kid. I mean, I explained in the beginning of the video that this was a family thing we did every 4th of July. when Daddy would let us get into the green tomatoes. And like I said, the main thing is you want to
You're
shake.
the producer.
You want to shake the breading off so that you just have a real thin layer of the breading.
The producer has come from behind the scenes.
Huh?
The producer, he has made his way from behind the scenes.
Oh yeah. He smells it. He knows. And these
He's on your left
he
there.
can't have a lot of these, but he does like them, and he can have some. So yeah, he's coming out to check out the snacks.
Just making sure everything's okay in this room here.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, he is the producer, and
Yep.
this is his recipe.
He's just making a cameo.
Yep. He's my good boy. He's my good boy.
Nikki asks, wonder if that would work on whitefish too.
Huh?
She asks if it would work with whitefish as well.
With whitefish? Yeah, actually it does work. Am I right? I'm going to do that this evening in this breading. I've got a couple of pieces of haddock and I've got a piece of halibut that my brother got the last time he went fishing. And I'm actually going to, I had them put up in the freezer because I didn't use them up when I first got them. So, I pulled them out of the freezer and they're on thawing right now. And I'm going to bread them in this exact same breading, and then I'm going to shallow pan fry them, which I normally don't do with haddock. Usually I just cook haddock on a griddle with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper.
Mm.
And then a squeeze of lemon at the very end. But I am going to do some fried because that's what we always did up on the East Coast. We always did fried. Okay, so I'm going to crank this back just a little bit on the heat so that oil can stay. And then I'm going to come over here and grab some more of these slices. And actually, I need to slice another tomato. And I'm using my mandolin slicer, which is great. Just watch your fingers, because this thing will get you. It's got me a time or two before.
Oh yeah, and the hospital is probably going to be quite full today.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it depends on how aggressive you're running your hand across the blade, but
Yep.
you know, as to how bad the cut is, but it'll open you up. I've had it open me up pretty good. And I get them down to where they're just about, you know, I get them down, but I don't get them down so low that I'm going to jeopardize my fingers.
Right.
Because no hospital visits today.
I think you've been good on that fact.
We're going to drop these in the flour.
Nikki said they will be so tender and I'm sure taste fabulous.
Well, if Butter Boy will get in his car and drive over here, he can be the taste tester. Guys, I can call him Boner Boy because he knows that I'm saying that with affection. You know, it's not somebody else I'm not being mean. He knows that. But he has a long
nickname for her.
Huh?
That's your long time nickname for him.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean.
Nikki wanted to clarify she was talking about the fish when she said they would taste tender.
Oh, yeah, the fish comes out very good. You just got to keep an eye on it and make sure you don't over fry it. Because if you overcook fish, it ruins the texture. So,
Yeah.
just about the time the breading turns them brown, they're ready. I have a thing that when you put the fish in oil, when the fish floats, it's not in contact with the bottom at all. It's done, because and it's always worked well for me. Shrimp done this way are real good. Little bay scallops done this way are incredible. Um, and then of course, pretty much any kind of fish. Like I said, we did back in Massachusetts. We used to get a lot of blue channel cats, and we would do blue channel cats this way. And the only thing that the trick to blue channel cats is after you butcher the fish, let that fish soak overnight in milk, and that'll take any of the really strong fish taste out of it. It also will help to firm the meat up a little bit, because catfish does have a tendency to be a little mushy. Okay, this, and one more. Okay, put these slices I've got over here that I've already sliced up.
This is a great idea. I think she's talking about your advice for the catfish.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean that's
It's a great idea.
I don't like a really strong fish, and most of your freshwater fish have a very strong fishy taste. So the key to that is to try to get. Well, the first key is when you're butchering it, make sure you get all the blood out of it. And then the other key to it is soaking it, like I said, overnight in milk. It'll firm the fish up, and it takes a lot of that fishy taste out of it. All right, back over here watching these. They're starting to brown.
William says, "Hey, Marty and Dana."
Who?
William. The ad is William19143.
Yeah, he's an OG. Good to see you, William. Thank you for stopping in. Hope you enjoy this recipe. My whole purpose and reasoning for doing this, one is to record it for posterity, because I ain't going to be here forever. So these videos are going to be out there, anybody that wants to watch them. The other thing is to challenge my audience. Do it yourself. It's easy. Hell, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to slice up this one.
I've got my eye on the pot, so you don't rush over there now.
Come on off of there now, damn it. All right. Okay. Now the mandolin slicer I'm using, I'll show you guys. It's a little dirty now because I've been using it. But that's the mandolin slicer I'm using. And it has a gauge and a settings on the side, so you can get them whatever you want. Just an FYI. Or you can slice them with a knife if you're really good with a knife. Unfortunately, the way my hands are, I'm not good with a knife anymore. I used to be, but okay, we're getting there.
Nikki says she probably used the same oil to fry her fish. All those yummies in there.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing is what does tend to happen, and I will concede this, is that breading, the cornmeal and stuff that washes off, it goes to the bottom and it does burn. eventually. So, yeah, and you will get a little bit of the kind of burn flavor. Okay. Flipping. These are almost perfect.
Oh yeah,
Almost. Not quite. Almost.
a bit longer.
Okay. Oh, come on, get off of there. They like to ride on each other.
Yeah.
Everybody in the pool.
That's a good
All
one.
right. That one's done. I'll pull that one out. It must have been one of the first ones I dropped.
First to come, first to go.
FIFO. First in, first out. Generally, when you see them, when they stop bubbling, they're usually done. You know, you start to see a little bit of the really dark areas. I like that. Some people might not because it does have a tendency to have just a touch of bitterness, but all right. These drained. And yeah, I picked a great day to be frying shit in.
Yeah, you actually did.
Dumb damn. Well, actually, no, I'm not going to take credit for all of this. Some of this is on Clarence. Our buddy Clarence, I was talking to him earlier this morning and mentioned something about wanting to do some fried green tomatoes, and he said, well, you need to video it. So here I am.
Yeah. Ohio Flint guy.
Yes, Ohio Flint guy. Our buddy Clarence. Love the man. But sometimes he doesn't have the greatest of ideas. Kind of goaded me into this.
We'll come to him one day saying, Clarence, you were so right, we were so wrong.
Well, and like I said, I've been wanting for a long time to get this on video.
Yeah.
Make these all the time, but it's one thing to make them, and it's another thing to have it on video so somebody can go back and watch if they want to make it. You know? And if you want to do them like you're going to get them in the restaurant, you slice them about 1/8 of an inch thick. Because that's the way the restaurant.
Yeah.
That to me, that's too thick. And what happens when they come out of the oil, when you slice them that thick, they've got a great green tomato flavor, but they get soggy. They get soggy quick. And they get soggy easily. And I ain't about that.
Finger food.
Huh?
Finger food. It ain't meant to be kept around. It was cut that.
Well, it's just, to me, these are supposed to be crunchy.
Right.
You know? And that's my thoughts on it. They're supposed to be crunchy.
Well, since you're doing your third batch here, and we're approaching an hour since you've been live, you want to remind anybody that might be just tuning in what you're doing today?
Sure, absolutely. Okay, let me rinse my fingers off because I've got batter all over them. Okay, everybody. So just so you know what we're doing today, I got goaded into making some fried green tomatoes, and I do them my way. Now, it's like I've been explaining throughout the cook. I mean, you can slice them a little thicker. You can you can use kind of any of the breadings you want to use, and they're going to come out. But for the best results, and I've been doing these for years. For the best results, this is how it's gonna come out. Does that explain it pretty much?
Gave it a good synopsis.
Yeah.
So you're frying green tomatoes.
Yep.
If you're gonna do it, hmm?
Fresh picked out of my garden this morning.
Oh yeah.
And the tomatoes you want, the size you want them to be about this big. See that size? You want them to be about that big. Maybe just a little bit bigger if you can.
Mm.
I don't have a ton that came out that big, but I do have a few. All right, so what I've got in the pan over here now is probably ready to come out, which it is.
Yeah, they are looking golden brown. There.
Yeah, they're done. So we're going to take them out and drop them on the sheet. And then I'm going to drop in the ones that I just got done with. And it's just a process. You a little at a time, try not to crowd the pan, and just let them fry. Like I said, none of this is hard. None of this is hard to do.
So if somebody wanted to make these fried green tomatoes treehouse style, what would they need to do?
Okay, what they're going to do is they're going to start off. If they want to do them the way I do them, you're going to slice your tomatoes fairly thin, um, about what you see coming out of that pan right now. And then in a dip pan for the breading, you're going to put a 1-to-1 mixture of cornmeal and flour, and then for every 1-to-1 mixture of cornmeal and flour, you're going to put 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and then salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic powder to taste, or whatever herbs you want. But I do salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then I do a cup of flour to a cup of cornmeal to 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And what that does is the cornstarch helps it to stick to the vegetables and makes it crispier.
Good explanation. Thank you. Only because we're an hour in, somebody might just be tuning in.
Right? Yeah. No. Absolutely. Thank you. That's exactly why I asked you to be here with me, buddy.
No worries, Pops.
Yep. And by the way, for those of you who are joining us that are not familiar, my co-host here tonight is Mr. Yankee Buddha. He is one of my closest, dearest, most trusted friends. He's so trusted that not only is he a moderator, but he is a co-host on my channel, and I don't do that for just anybody.
Flattery gets you nowhere, David. I'm playing hard to get.
I'm not trying to flatter you, kiddo.
I'm just playing hard to get.
I know.
Thank you. Those words mean a lot.
Yes. Well, your friendship means a lot to me. So.
Oh yes, Nikki, it's me. I'm sorry. If I didn't say it, I thought I did, but hey, I'm used to losing my train of thought. Yes, it is me.
It is what?
No, Nikki's like, oh my goodness, Yankee, I didn't know it was you.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
mysterious
okay.
voice, the mysterious voice talking in the background.
All right.
Yeah, I just have Dana up on the big screen because that's what everybody's here for. They ain't here for me, so I'm just here to keep tabs on what's going on in the chat
Yeah.
as he
Keep an eye on
this
the chat
episode
and help me wrangle.
be your eyes on the computer. Yep. Hello to you too, Nikki. I hope you've been well as well. I've been good, thank you. I've been staying cool because I know you're
Oh,
not
the
far
seats
from
killing
New
me.
York yourself. Big Sky Scotty says, Happy
Big
4th of
Sky
July.
Scotty, glad to see you here, buddy. Thank you. Happy 4th of July right back to you, my friend. Boxcar, love you, brother. Some one of these times I'm going to get down and see you, but I don't know when. My health is not the greatest. But thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate you finding the channel. All right, let me go flip these batch I've got in the pan right now.
Kobe W says, Where's Marty, the star?
He is actually on the living room floor where it's cool. He's the only smart one of us. He's in right under the air conditioner.
Yeah, he made a cameo a few minutes ago. He popped his head in the
Oh
camera's
yeah,
way.
he came in to see what we were doing, to supervise, make sure we were doing it right.
Nikki asks, Dana, how do you like the new apartment? From what I've seen, it looks great.
Yeah. Well, and it's not an apartment; it's a house. It's actually a
Yes.
2-bedroom, 1-bath mobile home that we refurbished. We bought it, and it was a wreck when we bought it, and then we refurbished it. So, but I'm loving it. I've been here since October of last year. I moved in on the 1st of October, so I've got um a great kitchen to work in now. Just like,
A
oh,
lot more
Colby,
space.
yes,
Yeah.
Mr. Colby, thank you for joining us, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean it really came out very nice. The people we hired and my brother himself did it. If you could have seen this before we started on it, it looks nothing like it did when
Oh yeah.
Yankee throughout the process. He can tell you it looks nothing like it did when we started on it.
Nope. And it was a lot of stress. There were
Yeah,
times where you were like, "Fuck it, I'm done. I want no part of it." But you
yeah.
stuck
And
through
when
it, and now you're reaping the benefits,
it
man.
works and start go somewhere else.
Yep.
But it
Yep.
worked
There
out.
were times you were like that.
Yeah.
It was a lot of stress.
Get these out of here.
I don't know if you've seen Kobe's comment when he was just standing there by your computer. He said, just like my boy Mo, ain't got time for this New York jungle weather.
Oh yeah. His dog. Yeah. Yeah, when we were talking about Marty being in the air conditioner, yeah. Like I said, Marty's the only smart one out of us. All right.
He had also
Oh,
said nice digs, bro, and that he wants some of what you're cooking.
well, if it's still tomato season when you get your butt out here, then I will make some for you. And if it's not, well, then you're just SOL.
It's not a very
Sorry,
shipping
I'm
friendly
not one
food, isn't it?
shit.
Nikki asks, are you still at the same location?
Huh?
Nikki asks, are you still at the same location?
No, I'm not the same location. I'm in the same town, but I'm nowhere near where I was. I'm about 10 miles away from there. No, it's a totally different trailer park, totally different part of town, all of it. I still visit Stoner, but I don't see him as much because I'm over here and he's over there.
Kobe says he's coming.
Kobe says he's coming. All right, well,
Yeah.
yeah, I know
Nowhere
him and
to be
I have been
found.
talking. We've been talking about him coming out. And what I told you on the phone goes, that still goes. So. So what I'm doing here is I'm slicing the tomatoes and coming back over here to the batter. And then I'm breading them and letting them set for a minute or so in the breading. And I'm not doing a double dip breading. If you want a really battered version of these, then what you would do is you'd mix up one or two eggs and either a little bit of water or some milk. And you dip these tomatoes in the water and the milk mixture first, then you blanch them in the flour.
The newest
Hey,
comment
Sadie.
you haven't read yet is from Sadie. There you go. You just got to it.
Yeah, I just seen she said hello. Talked to her this morning. I think I did. Maybe not. But she was over here on Wednesday. We had a birthday party for Miss Chrissy. Because
Oh, yes.
Tuesday was Chrissy's birthday, so we did a birthday party for Miss Chrissy, and Sadie made homemade hand pies, and then I made a seafood pasta for everybody.
Wow.
It turned out really good. By the way, Sadie, your grapes are probably not doing so well. I've got them in the refrigerator, but I think they're kind of starting to. So you might want to come get those when you can. And I washed out your cooler for you. So you need to come get that when you can. Just a reminder that they're here so you don't forget before you go back to LA. All right. I got probably 2 more batches of these, and then we're going to be done. Anybody have any questions as far as, I will tell you that I am using, now you can use canola oil or Wesson or lard or whatever you want. I'm using peanut oil. Yes, peanut oil is a little bit expensive, but if you buy it in bulk, it's not so bad. And I'm using peanut oil because peanut oil doesn't smoke as much, and it allows you to maintain the temperature, and it gives it a little bit of flavor from the peanut oil. Okay, yeah, I see the colors. Okay, let's look at these. These are starting to, they're just almost there. A few more seconds. I like to let them get a little bit of the kind of really golden, even almost darkened golden brown before I pull them out.
A few months ago when you were sitting at the computer, I just want to make sure that nobody gets left behind in these comments. Nikki said a few minutes ago she's so glad everything has turned around for you.
Yeah, well, that's sweet of her to say that.
Kobe said when we were talking about the great Sadie's grapes, he said no sour grapes. And Sadie commented fermented. She said fermented and laughed. And now back up to speed with now. Boxcar says he's got a question. Where did you learn how to cook? Okay. And what is your favorite food to cook?
Okay, repeat that.
Boxcar has a question for you. 2 questions.
Yeah.
He said, where did you learn how to cook? And what is your favorite food to cook?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
That is a very good question. That's a great question.
Yeah. As far as where did I learn how to cook, basically because I'm a fat guy and I like to eat. But and all joking aside, I watched my mom. I watched all the older ladies around me as I was growing up, and that's where I learned most of my cooking skills. And the rest of it is self-taught. It's just trial and error. I make it, and if it doesn't taste worth the shit, I throw it in the trash and try again, and keep trying until I get it right. You know, there's a couple of recipes that I'm still working on. I'm still working on raised donuts. I'm trying real hard to figure out how to make raised donuts. And as far as what's my favorite thing to cook, I really don't have a favorite, man. I love Italian food. I like Texas barbecue. Texas barbecue is probably one of my favorites. It's really intense, and you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. You know, I like things that require skill. You know, it's not just, you know, I like shit that's easy too.
Hey, Pops, before you throw that in the batter, show one to the camera so everybody can see how thin you slice them, treehouse style.
This is how thin I slice them. Can you see it?
Yes, it's good. You have it good right there. If you want to bring your hand closer to the camera, then you'll be good. There you go. Very thin.
Yeah, they're not so thin that you can see through them, but thin.
Right.
Now, like I said, you can slice them even thicker than that, much thicker than that. If you you order these in a restaurant, you're not going to get them like that. You're not going to get them that thin because they don't do them that thin. They tend to slice them about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch thick, which there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you like. I personally don't like them that thin, and the reason why is because, or that thick rather, and the reason why is when they come out of the oil, they get soggy faster. And I want mine. When I'm done, I'm going to pull one of these off, and I'll crunch it in front of the camera, and you'll see how crispy these are. And that's the key to the treehouse method. Is getting them thin. Getting good, ripe, but not ripe, good green, firm tomatoes. That all plays into the process. Okay, looks like we got maybe one more batch to go in after this fry, and they'll be done. And I'll be done with this. Thank God. Because I'm starting to get tired. I'm going to try to flip some of these. And see, unfortunately, because I've done, this is probably the 7th or 8th batch that I put in here. The cornmeal and flour and stuff that has washed, because some of it will wash off. There's no way around it. Because I'm not egg washing them first. Some of it will wash off, and what is washed off is gathering in the bottom of the pan, and it's starting to burn because I can smell it. It doesn't affect the taste of what's being fried, but it's there, So
Yeah.
let me see if I can get one or two more slices off this, because okay. Now I put them. I use. I'll show you here in just a second. I use my mandolin slicer. This is it. This is the mandolin slicer to slice the tomatoes, and you can adjust the settings to how thick you want. And I can make them a little thicker. I mean, that's actually a little thicker than I normally do.
Mm-hmm.
And I slice them down. Now, because I'm using the mandolin, I'll show you the waste. And there's a little bit of waste. I mean, this piece right here, that would be a waste piece. Actually, I could cut the center out.
Lower your hand a little.
There. See it?
Yes.
All right. See, that's the waste. I actually could cut the core out and dip it in and fry it too, but it's going to be soggy. It's going to be the way Stoner likes it. This one do. So, I mean, doing them the way I do them, there is a little bit of waste, but I'm willing to sacrifice the waste for the result. Okay. Let's see how these are. Well, these are about ready. See, when you see them, when they really kind of started to stop the bubbling around them, they're pretty much done. And they're going to be crunchy. They're going to be crispy crunchy. Now, you might get a few that are a little bit soggy if they sat in the oil too long, or they didn't drain enough oil drain off of them when they come out of the fryer. But yeah, this batch is done. So we're going to pull this batch out and drain it. Drop them on the top. Actually, I should put another layer of paper towel down.
Yeah.
Absorb the oil. But and I really do hope Stoner comes over, because this is way more green tomatoes than I need in the house. But there again, like I said, if I have too many left over, what I will do is put them in a vacuum seal bag and put them up in the freezer. And then I can always throw them in the air fryer for just a few minutes, because you're not really cooking them again, you're just heating them up. Or you can spread them out on a cookie sheet and put them in the oven, I guess. The air fryer just would be a little easier. I have my other specialty, my jalapeno peppers, left over from, well, I guess last year, in the freezer, and I found the bag during Chrissy's birthday party over here. So I reconstituted them in the air fryer, and that worked out really good. They still tasted just like they did the day they came off the smoker. And the peppers that I do, those are smoked, and I do them on my electric smoker. They're bacon wrapped and filled with cream cheese, and everybody who's eaten them that I've fixed them for has raved about them. But they're a lot of work too, because you gotta, cut the peppers, de-seed them, and then stuff them, and then wrap the bacon around them. It's a process, and they're a lot of work.
You got a second to look at the comments on your own. I think you ought to read this one on your own here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Stoner's comment. Yeah, I see it. Well, what else would I expect you to be doing, buddy? Okay. Marinating a couple tenderloins for the grill. Hell yeah. That sounds good. I'd actually like to do a tri-tip if I can find one reasonably priced. Out here, they're so goddamn expensive. See Kobe's comment there. Yeah, of course you are, Stoney. He knows him. We all know you, Stoner. But I mean it. Really, you should. I mean, if you've had a few of the wobble pops, get get Sadie to drive you over. But you really should come over and get some of these tomatoes. I would bring them over there to you, but man, I don't feel up to driving. The heat is really fucking with my side effects from my stroke. I'm sure you guys can hear that in my voice. Um,
You actually don't sound all that bad.
I
And you
don't.
know, I hear
Okay.
you a lot. No, you really don't. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You sound not the chippiest, but you don't sound, at your
Right.
worst or anything. You're all right.
All right, Kobe. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Man, I appreciate you coming in. You're gonna make burgers on your show tonight. Cool. Cool. Awesome. All right, let me go check this batch. And then I got one more batch. I think that's the last batch. That was it. This is the last batch. So we'll be pulling these out soon. I'm gonna flip. And now I sliced 4 to 5 tomatoes. Um, and I'll show you in the camera. This is one of my ripe ones. But I sliced 4 to 5 tomatoes about this big, if not just a little bit bigger. And then you'll see the yield. But anybody that's in my area that needs some fresh tomatoes, come holler
Oh,
at me. Come holler at
he
me
ain't
because
kidding.
I've got tons. Huh?
I said you ain't kidding too when you say that.
Oh no, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I've given away 4 containers this. Let me switch cameras. Give me a second. Let me switch
Yeah,
cameras.
that's got some weight to it, huh?
Oh well, I'm fixing to show you here in just a second. I'm gonna get off the webcam and get on the.
Hey,
integrated.
Jones.
Jonesy,
Jones
you
says
made
hi.
it. You made it. Good to see you, buddy. Okay, yeah, here we are. We're on the right camera now. So I have given away 4 tubs this big, full.
Wow.
And then you see what's in here right now, and there's more out there to be picked. And we had a picking party Wednesday night. I had Stoner and Chrissy and Carrie, all 3 in that garden picking tomatoes. So yeah, I'm overrun with tomatoes right now. Okay. let me get these turned, and I'm gonna let them go for just a little bit longer, and then I can shut this down and shut this off. Let this oil cool, because I'm gonna strain this oil before I fry my fish in it tonight.
Right.
I mean, only because I'm afraid of what's in the bottom of this leftover
Yeah.
from this tasting a little burnt.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll strain it off and put it back in, and then we'll do our fish. And we're going to do our fish the same way we're doing the tomatoes. We're just going to bread them, although I may do egg wash on the fish. I may do a little bit of egg wash. Because these are all of what I got are saltwater fish, so they shouldn't have any. It's freshwater fish that usually has a real fishy taste. Saltwater fish generally don't. And what I've got is Kevin went fishing and got some halibut last year, and I've got halibut, and I've got some haddock, which, like I said, those are both saltwater fish, and so that's what I'm going to fry tonight. Okay, so how these tomatoes come out? Can you hear that? Did you hear that?
Oh yeah,
Hear the
you
crunch?
could hear it.
I don't have any teeth in, so I can't. I'm not going to eat this, but because you definitely have to have your dentures in for this, or if you're so blessed and you've got your real teeth still, good on you. Good on you. I don't, so.
You could hear the crispiness of it.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the way they come out. You want them to come out that crispy. They're crispy, crunchy, just like potato chips.
Mm-hmm.
And they have an incredible flavor. Like I said, I'm not putting my dentures in for these, but I will later on when I sit down and eat a plate.
Jones says he likes his about a quarter of an inch thick.
Yeah, and that's the way a lot of people like them. They want them much thicker because they want more of the green tomato flavor. I cut them that thin because that way I don't have they fry up crispier. When you cut them that thick, they have a tendency to not get all the moisture out of them when they're frying, or they burn before they get crispy. But if you get them in a restaurant, that's how you're going to get them. You're going to get them cut about that thick. I don't do them that way. But, all right, guys, there's the video. And I'm going to show the yield here in just a second. I'll show you what 4 tomatoes did, or 5 tomatoes, I think. And like I said, none of them were very big. Most of them were all about that big. I actually like to get them just a little bit bigger than my fist. And my garden produced some that big this year, but not many.
I got your outro, okay?
You have it already? Okay.
Yeah. So you do the signature sign off, and I'll know when to start.
Yeah, I'm gonna show the pan of the yield, and then yeah, I think we're gonna go there.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Sadie.
Yeah, we'll go private somewhere, but so that we can continue to visit later on tonight. Probably the
Yes.
place where we go to all the time.
Yes.
For those that are in the know, if you have the link, you have it. If you don't have it, you probably ain't getting it.
You're sassy today, ain't you?
Well, it's just the truth.
No, it is.
It's just the truth.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
So, that being said, okay, so all those tomatoes sliced, that's the yield. And trust me, if I was to eat this whole pan or a majority of it, let's just say my bathroom would not be available tomorrow. And that's just the God's honest truth. That's the bad thing about these. If you eat too damn many of them, you're going to have the foo-foo nannies in a big way.
Yeah, you're gonna be more in acquaintances with the toilet.
Oh yeah,
John.
You better buy stock in Charmin.
Right. You're gonna know John like you have known him your whole life, but you're sure gonna know a lot more about him that day.
Oh yeah. So in the garden, I actually planted tomatoes and I planted zucchinis. This is just one of about a dozen that I picked, and there's two out there right now about this size or a little bit bigger that need to be picked. And then I also planted crookneck squash, yellow squash. I've only gotten about 5 or 6 of these, which I wish I'd gotten more. Because what I like to do is I like to bake those. Slice them thin, a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, put them in the oven, and just eat them that way. But so we did. We planted 2 varieties of squash, cherry tomatoes and regular tomatoes, and they produced sweet gangbusters this year. And this is my first year in this house and on this land. So next year they'll do even better because after the garden's done for the year, I will refortify the soil. I'll go get some cow manure and till the garden up real good and then let it set over the winter. And then next year, it'll do twice as good. I did plant some watermelon and some cantaloupe farther in the backyard, and I didn't till the ground up really well to do that. I just kind of last minute threw those in. And the watermelons produced 2 watermelons, not very big. And the cantaloupe didn't do anything. I didn't get anything out of the cantaloupe this year. But I will next year. And of course, my lemon tree still has lemons on it. It has new lemons that are green that are growing, but it has the old lemons from last year still on it too, which I need to go out and pick those and juice them and then freeze the juice. I just haven't done it.
Yeah,
yes, that was an awesome question.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just off the land. I mean, the lemon trees were already here.
Yeah.
So weren't the cherry trees. The damn cherry trees, they were incredible. They produced cherries, I swear to God, that size. Of course, this is a tomato, but they produced cherries like that. The whole tree was loaded with them. Mm. And I picked them until they started falling off the tree. But yeah, I've harvested quite a bit this year.
Yeah, and for the first year, that's amazing work.
Yeah. Yes, you're right. You're right, Mark. Nothing better. And I'm going to take those. Let me show you here. This is just one container. I've got 2 containers this size. I can't lift it up. Oh, there I can. All right. I've got 2 containers like this.
Damn.
That's cherry tomatoes. And I got to figure out something to do with them. I've seen a deal on the internet that I'm going to try is to take them and braise them in olive oil with a little bit of garlic and some salt, and then put them in freezer bags and freeze it, and then pull it out when you're doing spaghetti sauces. But let me show you this. Think I ain't been busy. There's 9 more jars just like this. And yes, that's tomatoes.
Boxcar also asked in that comment, he asked if you grew any peppers.
No, I put in 2 plants, but they didn't make this year. I didn't put them in the right place, and I hadn't tilled the ground up enough. But next year I will. Next year I'll do jalapenos too, for sure. I'll probably do some jalapenos, and I'll probably do some habaneros. Because I use them in salsas and all kinds of shit.
Oh, yeah,
And of course,
some jellies a few weeks ago.
Huh?
He was making some jellies a few weeks ago.
Yes, I did. Now, those were store-bought peppers I used, but let me find it here. And
Take your time.
Dirty Water Jonesy can attest to the flavor on these. I did 3 different jars. These are pint jars, and yes, that is jalapeno jelly. This one here is mixed with papaya. I've got one that I mixed with mangoes, and I've got one that I mixed with peaches. And each batch yielded 12 jars this size. Now,
He also did plum.
Yes, and I also did plum. I did plum, but I didn't mix the plums with anything. I just did straight plum. Well, I got given a great big bag of plums, and didn't know what the hell to do with it. And like I said, Jonesy, I mailed them jars of these jellies, and they can attest to whether they taste okay or not. I thought they came out fantastic. Odette, I don't know who you are, but
I was wondering that
I
too.
haven't spoken to him in several years. Not that we had an outing or anything. I just hadn't spoken to him.
Yeah, some people just come and go.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to get into anything over that, but he kind of ostracized himself from the community and the people that he spoke with. He got ugly, and he got ugly with people. So it is what it is. But I wish him well.
Yeah.
All right, if you will cue the outro, I'd appreciate it. And let's get out of here and go sit and move.
Sounds good.
All right, guys, Yankees fixing to do it for me. And when you hear this, you know what it means. I appreciate y'all for coming. We love
You can still
y'all.
talk over it.
Right.
Happy trails to
You. Happy trails to you guys. Thank y'all for joining us. Y'all be safe. Have a happy 4th of July. Keep all of these attached because
there.
It just makes life so much
Who cares
easier.
about the clouds if we're together?
Just
Thank
sing a
y'all for
song and
joining
bring
us.
the sunny weather. Happy
Trails to you till we meet.